Good evening. It is Wednesday, August the 24th. It is the night before One Perfect Day tomorrow for Surfers Healing Folly Beach 2022. This is meteorologist Shay Gibson bringing you the final forecast for this event for tomorrow. I think we're looking good so far. We're still got some chances of rain, some passing showers. Looks like most of the storm activity is going to stay to our south and to our west. So that's a good thing. We just hope that it pans out that way because we've had a very unsettled pattern lately. But hey, keep your plans, go to the beach and just make sure to have a backup plan in case some rain does come and you have umbrellas or a change of clothes, anything like that. Just be ready for it. But let's go ahead and let me put me in the corner, get me out of the way. Here's the Surfers Healing Folly group. All the information you need is in here, right? So Nancy and all of our staff and all the great people that are volunteering for this event. There's been a lot of posts in here lately. In fact, some of the members of the group are posting memories and all kinds of really cool stuff. So there's just really a lot of sort of talk and discussion about the event tomorrow, but in the featured two pins, you can find all the information you need about where to go, what time, everything like that. Everything's divided up into groups that go on throughout the day, and hopefully everybody gets a chance to get out there and surf. So I know there's a lot on the waiting list as well. So either way, go and have fun. There'll be food, there'll be fun, there'll be all kinds of good stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast. So first of all, I wanted to just show this is North Folly right now. And it looks like the waves, I mean, the waves are calling for knee to thigh, but this looks a little bigger. This looks like stomach sets rolling in here. And, maybe on the outside on some of the bigger sets, but this is high tide. So in the morning, we're going to be on an outgoing tide, which the waves tend to be a little bit smaller, but it does look clean. It does look like they're lining up pretty good. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of good waves tomorrow on the longboards for sure. It's a nice, easy day to surf. Looks like it's coming up. In fact, we look at the forecast from today, from this time, 1 foot was expected, but it's a little bit more than that. It's more like I would say about 1.5 to 2 feet here at high tide. Tomorrow, about the same, and looks like it may be a little bit less than what you're seeing on the camera right now, but it looks like we're going to hold. So we're looking at about 1 to 2 feet at about knee to thigh, maybe a little few higher sets here and there on the outside. The swell is coming in from the southeast or east southeast, so it's pretty clean, and it shouldn't be a lot of current out there. I mean, there's always going to be some current, but if we look at the tidal factor from tomorrow, the high tide is going to be at 4.7 feet, and going out, it's about 8 o'clock a.m. and then dumping out through the morning and into the early afternoon around 1. As Folly Beach, I think it's about 1:11 p.m. for low tide. So this is what's called a neap tide when you have a lower than normal high tide and then a higher than normal low tide, and then it's actually down to zero. So it's starting to normalize. Looks like things are getting back to normal. But you can see earlier some of these pulses were very short, very low high tide and very high low tide, but we're getting back to normal. But either way, what it looks like is we're going to have more beach for everybody, which is good to spread out versus last year where the tide was up and everything was really kind of cramped in. So that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the visible satellite, show you kind of what's going on here. Let me get my draw tool out. And we've seen this pattern going on lately where we haven't seen a lot of activity right over the immediate coast. And that's a good thing because when we keep the storms basically limited to inland, then that's a good thing. So we saw yesterday a lot of the storms were really just inland of the coast, and they were going from southwest to northeast. And this is the case again tonight. Not a lot along the immediate coastline. Now tomorrow morning we do see that chance for those storms to or convection to develop just off the coastline, and then sweep through early on, like between 7 and 9 a.m. And then I think we'll be okay for a while. I'm going to run the Precip model next. If we look at the WPC surface map, we see basically for tomorrow morning, the frontal activity is still there. Nothing's really changed as far as the surface map. This is just a stuck pattern where we have frontal activity jammed down in the southeast region. It's stuck here installed, and it won't clear out till looks like maybe Sunday. But if we look at the precip model, now we are starting to get in where we get the better precip models to start showing what's going to happen. So we start at about 6 o'clock p.m. tonight. Look at the timestamp at 2200. That's 10 o'clock p.m. and we minus 4 hours because it's UTC to Eastern time. At 6 o'clock p.m. As we go forward through the night, we see the rains offshore starting to hug into the coastline early on around 4 or 5 o'clock a.m. Probably have a few passing showers. As we get into 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, it looks like we see some scattered activity trying to work its way in by late morning, but it looks like it's going to fizzle out for the most part. Some of these could make it just over the beach, but it looks like all that heavier convective storming activity is going to stay to our west, which is good, and all the way through the day. It looks like maybe some isolated afternoon storms starting after about 2 o'clock p.m. So The coverage starts to get a little bit greater after 2 to 3 o'clock p.m. So I think we're going to have a decent window. It may be a little cloudy, may have a few scattered showers here and there, but I'm hoping that the storms will stay off. It does look better than it did 3 days ago because it looked like the storm activity might be more widespread over it. But I think we're going to be okay. Air temperatures are going to be pretty comfortable by the morning time, or low 70s when you wake up, and then we're going to get into the mid 80s for the highs for tomorrow. So not a steaming hot 90s day by any means, but that sand is still hot, so make sure you wear flip-flops and shoes or whatever you need to do to cover your feet because that sand is darker and it does attract the sunlight more, and so just be ready for that. Otherwise, I think that's about it for the event. It looks like we're going on, and the waves look good for surfing. Everything looks well. We just cross our fingers and keep the rain and storm chances down. But other than that, I will sign off from here and look forward to seeing you all out there tomorrow. And keep the stoke up because I'm excited, and you should be too. So go and have fun. Everyone's very helpful. Have food, have beverages, and just hang out and have a good time and watch your significant others or your little ones or whoever that are going out in the waves. Get some good pictures and good memories. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.